Alright, hello, welcome to today's video. If you're new here, like I said before, welcome. If you're back for another video, welcome back. Glad to see you again. So, today we'll be going over Guntank. Guntank! Oh god, I had a lot of fun with this mobile suit. He was very easy to get into, very super simple. But let's go over his stats first before we see anything else. So, as you can see in the bottom left, he has 1200 health, 2 dashes. His right side, you can see that he has infinite ammo. It's because his weapon overheats rather than having actual ammo to it. He has his cannon fire where the two cannons on his back just shoot the projectile. Then he also has his dash, which you can actually hit people and stun people with it, I believe. Pretty sure.
Knock back to a stun.
Knock back to a stun, yeah. And then he also has his other ability, which is more of a passive than it is and like an active ability. But when he goes to revive someone, it's just significantly faster.
Pretty much he's your reser.
Yeah, he's your reser. He's fun. Then his ult is basically like how do I explain it? A drone.
A guided missile. It's pretty much a guided freaking missile. That's the best way to freaking compare it.
Yeah, and it does a pretty decent amount of damage. I think, I don't know if I think it's coming up right now. Hopefully it comes up soon. But, okay, so as you can see, he has two modes of shooting his weapon. He has his one where he doesn't aim down sight, and it shoots everybody in his reticle up to a range, which right here, which is really nice. So it does 1,045 damage for his ult. So I'm kind of bouncing around everywhere, but 1,045 can kill a lot or destroy a lot of the mobile suits in this game. It's very, very good if the enemy team is bunched together.
Yeah. The other thing about his ulti is when he does activate that, he does gain overhealth to protect his original body. So yeah, use it with caution when you're near enemies.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, going back to his actual like primary weapon, his gunfire. Like you see now, I'm aiming down sight. His range actually gets a little better as you aim down sight, and it's focused fire on that one person. So even though it's only focus fire on one person, you shoot a lot faster rather than trying to hit everybody in your reticle.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The whole shooting everybody inside your reticle thing, the damage is split between all of them equally. Mm-hmm. So it's not like one person can take more damage than the other because they're in front. It's, as long as they're all in the reticle, they're all taking the same amount of damage.
Yeah, I would say I think the firing rate doesn't necessarily change, I believe. It's just that instead of you shooting one person when you're aimed down sight, you're shooting multiple people, so each bullet separately is going to different people. That's the best way to explain it, the easiest way to explain it, I think, rather than getting all technical with it. Oh my god, I love Guntank. Not gonna lie. I think he was my second most played.
Yeah, so going back to the whole firing thing, is pretty much if you're 1v1, aim down sight. If you see like multiple enemies, don't aim, just freaking fire. Just shoot. And then while you're shooting, just shoot cannons too. You might get lucky and they move into it.
Mm-hmm. Let's before we go any further, let's go over his cons. Because his pros, I have a lot of pros for, even though they're but just so everyone knows, it's my own opinion, but I love this mobile suit.
Like, truth be told, like, we didn't really get into Guntank right away either. Mm-hmm. We didn't get into him until like way later.
Well, we didn't get into him until I played with him first, because I was just like, he kind of, just looking at him, he kind of looks super lackluster compared to the other mobile suits, but once you play him, it's just like, or once I played him, I was like, whoa, this dude is, he's pretty good. And it was pretty fun. Like I said, he was probably my second most played mobile suit, and I really enjoyed playing him. He's kind of like that aimbot, quote unquote. But if that's stopping you from playing Guntank, that you're just very swayed by people's words. But yes, he's very, like I said, he's very simple. He's super easy to get into. Aren't we supposed to talk about his cons rather than his pros? Oh well.
I mean, you can still talk about his cons.
Yeah, I going back to it. Yeah, his cons. It just his weapons. I would say he doesn't necessarily do. He doesn't necessarily do the most damage, and mostly in 1v1s, you are gonna lose if they're fast enough. Because if they're a mobile suit that has like two dashes, while you're fighting a 1v1, they can dash out of your range and just hit you and then dash out of your range again. It's like you're in this constant battle of trying to have to keep them in your reticle, which I would say is like basically most mobile suits and stuff like that. But specifically for Guntank, just because you have to have the enemy in your reticle. He's he's not very okay. I can't say that, but he's very good in a team fight. Just because you can hit everybody and you can lower down their health so that the rest of your teammates can finish him off. He's yes, he can get a lot of kills. Uh, but like I said, what you mostly want to do is be able to dwindle people down so other people can also get those kills. You're not if like this entire game, it's a team based game. So you have to look at it more of a team rather than anything else. So there may be some people who don't end up liking him because he doesn't have a lot of kill capability if he 1v1s, but he has a lot of AoE targeting, which, like I said, dwindles down enemies' health so then the other people can finish them off. It's a lot easier. Makes it a lot easier for team fights.
Yeah. Also, since he's hitting multiple enemies, he is building up his ulti faster. So yeah, the faster he can get his ulti, the faster he can pretty much either eliminate or stun multiple enemies, which will give your team the upper hand.
Okay. But that also goes back to cons. Like I said, 1v1, he is probably the worst at 1v1s compared to everybody. But he's decently fast. So it's just a constant of speed of going around trying to help, trying to stay alive, essentially. Like, what other cons would you say? His ult goes pretty fast, so it's kind of hard to control. But
Control.
I say that's kind of more of a balancing thing because if they made his ult super easy to control, it would be your fan keeps going up. By the way,
Not bad.
yeah.
That's a lot of crying out loud. Ugh.
But yeah, so I would say he's. What was I just saying? God dang it, I lost my train of thought. Oh well.
That's about his ulti. If it was easier to control.
Oh yeah, if it was easier to control, then everyone would be playing him. Like, if you can play a team with 6 people, all you have to do is play 6 Guntanks, and you would blow away the enemy team if they had any other comp.
Yeah. Yeah, with Guntank is like the other con I see is his dash because his dash really only takes you forward, and if you miss that hit for the stun and knockback on the enemy, they can capitalize on you pretty hard because you're in an animation where he's swinging his arm up, and during that time frame, you're still recovering, so you can't shoot.
Mm-hmm. I with his ult, I don't think I've ever been in a situation where I died using his ult or I got destroyed using his ult. So I don't know if it just ends it. Oh, I guess it doesn't end it. So I just got downed right there.
Yeah,
I
as you
didn't get
saw,
downed? Question mark? What? I'm confused. Anyways,
you didn't get down, but yeah, as you saw, it was difficult to control of how fast that freaking the plane is.
mm-hmm. He's that plane is probably the I can't say it's even a complaint. It's just my own personal thing. All these videos that we have is our own personal opinions. So if you have another opinion, of course we'd love to hear it, and we'll talk about it. Yada yada. Uh, he, oh man, he's really nice. I don't know. I love Guntank.
He's a fun mobile suit to get into,
Yeah, he's very.
especially if you especially if you don't mind going around res people, since you have the fastest res.
Yeah, there was a game I think is just like everyone's down, Guntank. Gun in the middle of battle, it takes like a second or like a second and a half to res somebody, and you can be like, "Oh shoot, res," and then go back to shooting like almost instantly. And he's really, I'd say, in a match that we had, uh, I think my uncle was down and I was in front of somebody, so I literally just stood in front of him and rezzed him and body blocked for him, and we ended up winning that fight. Like it's not. Yes, he's a tank. Yes, he does a pretty decent amount of damage with his weapon, but like he's going back to having a team fight. You got to think about it as numbers of the people rather than just yourself. Which yes, you can think about yourself, but with Guntank, I feel like he really excels at team play. So just thinking about it, I ended up missing that res, but you really have to think about numbers. So if a team is down 5v6 and it's up to you as a gun tank and another enemy mobile suit trying to res, you taking that second to res earlier puts you at a 6v5 situation, which they're still having to try to res, which you can capitalize on because one mobile suit is already out while you're fighting. So it just gives you a lot of time to rethink and do stuff that is a lot easier and better for your team. Did I miss anything there?
Mm, like yeah, they're like I said in the previous episode, turn A can get stop his ulti, but
Oh
like I said, I've only experienced that with turn A. I don't know if there's anybody else that can stop his ulti.
yeah.
And and yes, like while the enemy team is recuperating and all that, you can use it. Like if you have Guntank's ulti, just use it. You will instantly get a team wipe if you're very lucky. And the whole like yeah, you can body block and res because Guntank pretty much lives up to his name.
He's a tank.
And yeah, and the fast res really does help, and it does make a difference. Though your teammate is not coming back with a lot of life, but at least coming back
Mm-hmm.
because that stops them from respawning all the way back hella far.
Yeah, I think okay. Overall, he's probably one of the easiest mobile suits to get into. If you're playing, so we're saying from console's point of view. I don't know about PC, but on console, he's one of the easiest mobile suits to get into. His ceiling, his learning ceiling isn't too bad, but you just have to take the time to learn when and how to use his abilities or its abilities, and just take your time with him. Like there's no need to rush. He's a tank, so You have a lot more time than other people to learn, and you won't die as easily. But take time to learn him, and you will be like golden just learning how to use him. Super easy to pick up, really fun to play. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's really
there's a lot of Guntank.
love Guntank. All right. Well, yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.